Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. And I just finished casting a whole bunch of Hairy Bash games, so my voice is already starting to go, I don't know, it's just something about this evening. It's just got a croaky quality to it. So I just gotta do this game, because I need to have it done by tomorrow night. And yeah, it's still going to be awesome. So let's get into it. Let's start introducing the players. Up the top left side of the map is Mr. Classic. He is 22 years of age, from South Korea, plays for the SK Telecom T1 team, and he is an extremely awesome player. And yeah, let's have a look what he's building. Cybercore. Alright, it's nothing special as of yet, but something special. Well, let's introduce him first. It is Mr. soO. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, but I have been wrong before. He is 21 years of age, from South Korea, also plays for SK Telecom T1. And the special thing that he is doing is going for a very fast expansion on the gold. It's not super fast, it's pull before hatch, which is, you know, quite smart, because you may have to send out some links to deal with that. And he has, in fact, sent out some links. So about 6 of them going out, doing a bit of a scout, chasing the worker away. This worker should get owned. Yeah, I don't know. He's contemplating sending these workers back. There we go. They finally do go down. But the mothership core comes out, and oh, that was close. If that worker had just stayed alive for a little bit longer, it would have kept the lings around there. Then the mothership core would have been all over that. But it's a great scouting here. And Classic scouted the gold. He's going to get a beautiful opportunity to chase some workers away, maybe kill them. This worker's almost dead. Needs to get a little bit more micro on this mothership core. There's so many chances to kill something here. But the Zealot finding its way in as well is going to be quite helpful. The Stalker coming in as well, but it is having some lings chasing it at the same time. So a bit annoying. The Zealot and the mothership core together managed to take out the Queen. And that has massively turned it around. So Classic doing a fantastic job in this game so far. Bunch more lings and a Queen coming out, and suddenly the Zealot looks like he's about to be overwhelmed. The Queen is about to go down though, just too much Zealot damage. Another Stalker comes in, gets chased away by the lings that originally took the original one out. And the units lost tab really says it all, man. soO just losing a few workers, 2 Queens though, that's pretty massive. And Classic just losing a Zealot and a Stalker, which is, you know, mineral gas wise, I mean, it's a bit, but those 2 Queens, man, I really think that they just did a fantastic job. And there they go, turn around, making their stand, and soO has to back off, but he's going to send a ton of lings in here. And Classic has perhaps unwisely decided to go for an expansion on the gold as well. I mean, it's okay, because you got to keep up with the macro that soO is going to be pulling out, the income, and soO has still got this base up, but with lings around on the map, this base has got to be in trouble. And if these lings had speed, then Classic would be in so much trouble. As of now, oh, there we go, ling speed just finished, so I didn't even see it on the production tab, but apparently it is up, and these lings are going to be going nuts right now. He's just sending more and more of it in. Stalkers are finding a little hidey hole here, but the lings are going for the base, and I don't know if they're going to survive long enough to take this out. My guess would be no. No, they're going to be pulling off and moving around to this side, see what they can do. We are going to be seeing force fields coming down, trapping the lings outside and killing a few inside. And the lings just say, screw it, I'm going to get straight back to hitting this base. But once the mothership core has enough energy for an overcharge, these lings have no hope anymore. They're going to be killed so fast, but they are killing this thing so fast. More lings coming in. The mothership core still needs 5 more energy for an overcharge. It's not going to be enough. A Zealot comes out, but that's not going to be enough either. And the Nexus goes down, so a huge blow for Classic. He thought he could maybe push out ahead, but it just didn't happen, and now he's going to have to go for the standard approach with a much delayed natural expansion. So that's not going to be good news for him. He's holding off at the moment with his ram section. I think Sentry should be able to hold this down, but still, the loss of that third base and the fact that soO managed to keep his own third base up is going to give the Zerg player quite an advantage in terms of the income. He's actually 6 behind at this point, but we can expect that to change very, very soon. And yeah, especially once this base comes out, it's going to be all over the place. He's busting out some roaches now, also getting a lair, so looking to keep that stuff rolling over. Classic, I think his main focus is just getting the workers out there now. He is building a bunch of sentries though. He's quite a bit worried about these lings and what may come after them, but he's going to be fine. And this push out here, I'm not sure what this is for. Maybe to scare these guys away, maybe to allow himself time to go for a third base on the gold once again, although I think that would be quite a crazy decision at this point. I do not think that he could hold a third base with all of those lings on the map. Getting a nice scout with that Phoenix though, and the sentry is just absolutely going nuts. soO cannot really engage them. I mean, the force fields, yeah, see, he traps half of them inside, the other half outside, and then he just shreds the ones inside. They did a pretty damn good job, and soO did go for it because he saw that the roaches were nearly out, so it was a perfect time. Lost a fair amount of lings, but by the time Classic was about to kill the rest of them, the roaches starting to come out, so he just turned it around straight away. And yeah, that force field really didn't help him all that much. Gotta check, yes, we are zoomed out. And once again, soO turning it around, looking good. There are a ton of zealots out on the map, but roaches are going to be extremely effective against this force. Needs to make sure he gets a ton more of those though, and needs to push his worker amount up because Classic is doing a phenomenal job at getting the workers, and even is getting a third base down, so going for the safer third base down there, but it's still coming out on the Mothership core. Still doing a phenomenal job, 21 kills so far. It's going to be a sad day for the Protoss when that Mothership core finally bites the bullet, but all it's going to take is a few Hydras or a couple of Queens and it will go down. I don't even know why it's at low health at this point. It must have been Queens taking it out. There we go, the Roaches going all the way around the wall, and if Classic can hold that wall up, he should be okay, and he does. A lot of Lings getting destroyed, a lot of Roaches not able to get in there, but the sentries are all out of energy at the moment, and the Roaches are just going nuts right here. Stalkers are coming out, and they're starting to make this turn around a little bit. I think the Stalkers might be able to hold this off here, with the help of that one Zealot who's got 3 kills so far. Very, very nice play, and Classic starting to look like he's going to hold on here, and soO having to fall back, not quite able to finish that off as nicely as he would have wanted. And yeah, he's really going to have to push hard here. He's pushing hard on the workers, 8 more coming out, so he's looking to become a macro force in this game. And we'll see what the next play is going to be. Do we have something like Hydras or Infestors, Swarm Hosts, anything like that? He's going to have to think of that very soon because Roaches are rapidly running out of their time span. Now, I know he only got them like a few minutes ago, but yeah, they're almost obsolete at this point of the game. So many Stalkers coming out, and once Classic decides that an Immortal would not be a bad idea, it's just going to be game over for the Roaches. I don't think soO has enough of a macro advantage to just go balls to the wall Roaches and just overwhelm Classic. So I think he's got to get a different option, and we do have a Spire coming out. I don't know what he can be thinking with a Spire though. Corruptors, there's nothing to shoot with the Corruptors. They're going to be good for when Colossus come out, but we haven't seen Colossus, and in fact Classic just going for a massive amount of Stalkers. So, and Mutas are a terrible, terrible idea at this point. So yeah, I don't know what he's going for the Spire for. I really don't, unless he's going for some sort of Broodlord play. But I really, really don't think he's got the macro to pull that off at that stage. He'd save up for a ton of Broodlords. The Stalkers would just come in and they would own everything. So yeah, really needs to start getting some sort of Hydra play up. Hydra, I mean, he's got a ton of Roaches. Taking into Hydra Corruptor at this point would not be too bad. He is going for Mutas though, which is surprising, because the Mutas are not going to help when the Stalkers come and start knocking at soO's door. He really needs something else. Is he trying for a base race here? He's thinking about it, but the Stalkers are they going to just run on back? I think they are. Just try and flank this force. And soO just knocks off the door and then runs away. And yeah, the time warp and the Stalker's blinking in. A ton of losses being taken by soO. He's sort of not quite sure what his plan is. Maybe his plan was to pull the forces away and let the mutas go in and do some work. And they are going to kill a fair amount of workers here, so that is going to help quite a bit. Mutas as a main bit of army, not going to work all that well, but perhaps as a harassment force may do quite a good job here. Stalker coming in, but the mutas do take him out ASAP, and looks like he's going to be sniping some bases here, or at least trying to. Meanwhile, Classic goes in with massive amounts of these Stalkers. He's got level 2 weapons, which is quite awesome. We've got level 1 weapons for the Roaches, but that's about it. And yeah, it does look like it's going to be a base race. The mutas are going to be killing workers, but they are horrible at killing buildings. The Roaches and Lings slightly better at killing buildings, but these Stalkers, man, I think the Stalkers are very, very good at destroying buildings, and the Zealots are not too bad at all. Especially with level 2 weapons, man. These guys are just going to be ripping up. We've already got this base going down. This base starting to look in dire straits. These ones starting to fall down, so maybe... But I don't know. I really, really don't know. I mean, when it comes down to it, maybe. Because if these armies do clash after some point, soO may be able to defeat this army. I mean, he's got some Lings. Mutas are a bit meh, but he's got Roaches. And you got to remember, every time these guys destroy a building... Oh, there we go. Snap. Suddenly we see the master plan here. soO is not naively going for a base race and hoping he comes out on top. He has a plan, and that plan is Spine Crawlers, and this is definitely going to even the odds enough for soO to win when the armies go face to face with each other. And yeah, there we go. Some Blink Micro are trying to hold on, but these guys, and there we go, the workers, they're running for it by the looks of it. They are going to get all taken out, but there's nothing left at this point of Classic's bases. He's got absolutely nothing left except for this Nexus, and it's only a matter of time before soO finds that. And yes, he has found it. Going down, the Nexus will be destroyed, and that's it. Where's Classic's last building? He's got a pylon over there. That's not going to last very long. So there we go. Last ditched attempt. We're going to try and destroy this, but there is of course the 4th base down there, and there's a base all the way across the map. And Classic, man, he's just on the very edge of losing here. The probe finally gets taken out. That was the last probe, and now the bases are going down. So that's it. Classic is defeated in a base race. But yeah, I mean, these guys, I mean, they actually did a lot better than I thought. I would have thought a lot more Stalkers died to all their Spine Crawlers, but apparently not. So 23 Stalkers. I still think soO probably had the advantage against this army, but it's hard to tell. 25 Lings, 15 Roaches, and 20 Mutas. It's very, very tough to say who would have won that battle, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact that soO had a base, he was just about to finish building it, I don't know. It's very hard to say, but I say soO still would have won, even if Classic didn't lose to losing all these buildings. So anyway, that's the game done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for another one. Stay tuned.